I think in my own head, I thought, that's the woman I'm going to spend my life with. She's a very, very special person. She's just so full of love and full of fun, and she has a great sense of humor.
Barry Gibb's lengthy marriage to Linda Gray has won hearts just as much as his trademark style and songs with the Bee Gees. Through thick and thin, their love has persevered. However, many have speculated about Barry and his wife's private lives because of their connection, despite their everlasting love. The truth of Barry Gibb's marriage has now come to light. Many were shocked when Barry revealed long-hidden details about his life and his wife. Come along with us as we learn these secrets and see this extraordinary duo in a new light. His early years and ascent to fame should be revisited before delving into his long-held secrets. The Isle of Man. Native Barry Allen Crompton Gibb came into this world on September 1, 1946, at Douglas's Jane Crookall maternity home. The Gibb family came from Manchester, England. Hugh and Barbara Gibb were his parents. There is a diverse blend of English, Irish, and Scottish ancestry in Barry's family tree. Hugh Gibb Sr., Barry's grandpa, was born in 1892 in Lanarkshire, Scotland, and Leslie Evans is Barry's older sister. The unfortunate childhood death of Barry's father's youngest sibling inspired the choice of his middle name, Allen. At an early age, Barry embarked on his path into the realm of music. Barry was up around music because his dad was a drummer. His subsequent success in the music business was greatly influenced by this formative experience. Although the famed inventor was originally Samuel Crompton, his middle name Crompton was selected to commemorate one of his family's ancestors, Sir Isaac Crompton. Barbara remained at home to tend to Barry and Leslie Evans, Hugh Gibb's older sister, while Hugh performed as a drummer at several Douglas hotels. As any family would, the Gibbs had their fair share of ups and downs throughout their formative years in Douglas. An accident that severely affected Barry's early years happened when he was about 2 years old. Barry, ever the inquisitive youngster, once reached up and knocked over a hot teapot that Barbara was placing on the table. After suffering a severe burn from the hot tea, he spent nearly 3 months at Noble's Hospital getting well. The early years of Barry's life were characterized by a caring family atmosphere and his mother's supportive care, despite this traumatic event. The Gibb family uprooted their lives in 1949 and settled into their new house at 50 St. Catherine's Drive, Douglas. This relocation was momentous since it started a brand new era for the Gibb family. The Gibb brothers, Barry's younger twin siblings Robin and Maurice, were welcomed into the family later that year, on December 22, 1949. The Gibb family was overjoyed to welcome the twins, and Barry gained 2 younger siblings to share his childhood with. As the Gibb twins were still infants, the family relocated once more, this time to Smedley Cottage in Douglas's Spring Valley. They stayed in their new house for a few years, and Barry, who was still quite little at the time, continued to develop normally. Starting at Braddon School on September 4, 1951, just a few days after his 5th birthday, Barry started his official schooling. For Barry, this was a significant turning point in his academic career. The Gibb family moved again in 1952, this time to a house in Williston at 43 Snell Road. For the subsequent 2 years, the Gibb family resided here, and Barry maintained his education at Tynwald Street Infant School. Barry was prepared for a new academic challenge when he turned 7 in 1953. A watershed moment in his intellectual growth came when he enrolled at Desmond Road Boys' School. Barry and his siblings were supported by their family during these formative years as they adjusted to their constantly shifting environment. Another major relocation for the Gibb family occurred as Barry was about to turn 9, this time from Douglas to Manchester. With this relocation, Barry left the comfortable Isle of Man and entered a busy city, marking a major change in his life. Moving to a new place was difficult for Barry, but he never lost sight of his love of music. Barry, in contrast to most boys his age, had little interest in playing with toys or other conventional forms of kid entertainment. On the contrary, his passion for music consumed him entirely. Tell me anything new about Barry and his wife, and tell me how he formally began his music career. To discover out, continue watching. Barry Gibbs' extraordinary commitment to music began at an early age. While most kids his age would have been pleased to play with their toys or participate in other traditional childhood pursuits, Barry had his sights set on a career in music. Even as a young boy, his love for music shone through, and he would go on to devote his life to singing and playing instruments. When Barry made friends with other guys who were also passionate about music, he embarked on a serious musical adventure. Instead of engaging in typical childhood pursuits like playing video games or hanging out with friends, Barry, his younger twin brothers Robin and Maurice, and a handful of close pals chose to focus on their musical talents. They hung together, sang, and fantasized about starting a band of their own. Barry, his brothers, and several friends created a skiffle band called the Rattlesnakes in 1957, when Barry was 11 years old. Skiffle, a style that combined jazz, blues, and folk, was very popular in the United Kingdom during that time. Barry was the primary singer and slide guitarist for the Rattlesnakes, with Robin and Maurice adding vocals and acoustic guitars. Paul Frost and Kenny Horks, two pals from the neighborhood, also contributed vocals. When Barry and his brothers wanted to be musicians, their dad was all with it. He saw their potential and was happy to lend a hand as they achieved their goals. Their first public performance was in a small theater in December 1957, accompanied by Barry's father. The original idea was for the group to lip-sync to music, which was a popular pastime for local youths back then. Unfortunately, not everything worked out. They were planning to play a delicate 78 revolutions per minute record, but it broke on the way to the venue. Their planned lip-sync act was ruined by this unforeseen tragedy. The lads were instead forced to sing live without the benefit of a pre-recorded track. This circumstance, which appeared to be a hindrance first, ended up being a fortunate turn of events. Barry, Robin, and Maurice rose to the occasion when they were forced to sing live. Their spontaneous live performance was very well received by the audience, and they gave a stunning performance. Barry and his brothers were inspired to pursue a career in music after seeing the enthusiastic response from the audience. They realized they had a unique gift for songwriting. Their musical path reached a turning point during this event. It gave Barry and his brothers the confidence they needed to pursue their singing and acting careers. They were able to launch their careers in music thanks to the popularity of this performance. Thanks to the encouraging comments and the thrill of playing in front of an audience, Barry and his brothers kept honing their musical abilities and working towards their goal of being professional musicians. But could this group maintain their success over time? To discover out, continue watching. The band went through various changes in May of 1958, not long after their first successful concert. While the rest of the band went on, Barry and his brothers refused to let this defeat stop them. Inspired by the positive response to their first performance and their common love of music, they persisted in pursuing their goals. In determining Barry Gibbs' career, the early experiences with the Rattlesnakes were significant. Their incredible career in music was shaped by the obstacles they overcame, like the broken record, and the victories they tasted, like the triumphant live performance. The three Gibb brothers decided to start a new band after Rattlesnakes broke up. A major life change for the Gibb brothers occurred around 3 months after Rattlesnakes broke up, reinforcing their dedication to creating high-quality professional music. They uprooted their lives and headed to Brisbane, Australia, determined to make a difference via music. The Gibb brothers started playing at local clubs in Brisbane, where they won over crowds with their heartfelt performances and harmonies. For around 2 years, they focused only on developing their abilities and perfecting their performances. After much effort, they met Bill Good, a major player in the area's entertainment scene, and their careers took off. In 1960, the brothers were given an opportunity to play at the local Redcliffe Speedway by Bill Good, who was captivated by their natural skill and recognized the immense potential in their performances. Bill Gates, a radio host in Brisbane, was another person he introduced them to. The legendary BG moniker that has come to be linked with Barry and his brothers' band was actually Bill Gates's idea. He sensed promise in the band's innovative songs and was captivated by their originality. As soon as they changed their name, the Gibb Brothers started getting a lot of attention from music fans. They played in posh resorts on the coast of Queensland and made appearances on television shows. Their careers took off after Barry sent Cole Joy, a major player in Australia's rock scene, a few of his compositions. After seeing the Gibb Brothers play, Cole Joy was so enthralled that he helped them land a recording contract with Festival Records subsidiary Leaden Records in 1963. The Gibb Brothers' meteoric rise to fame in the music business began in 1960. They shot to stardom after releasing a terrific debut album. Their careers hit a crossroads after 10 years of steadily increasing success. As a result, the two temporarily parted ways, and Barry Gibb pursued a solo career in music. The brothers reconciled and went on to compose popular music together for a long time after their separation. But they did confront a last separation, and that was it for their time together as a group. Barry Gibb's net worth is estimated at over $140 million thanks to his great career. His solo career, production credits, and success with the Bee Gees all contributed to his enormous fortune. Thanks to the Bee Gees' meteoric rise to fame and their fruitful musical career, Barry has amassed a considerable fortune. Robin Gibb's wife, Dweena, received the bulk of his wealth upon his death. His children from earlier relationships received a portion of the remaining 25.8 million euros. The enormous wealth the Gibb brothers amassed as a result of their music is seen in Robin's bequest. Thankfully, Barry's marriage appears to be doing equally as well as his work. However, what secrets did his wife harbor? Keep watching as we reveal all the facts. The beginning of Barry Gibb and Linda Gray's love affair was a mystical event that he will never forget. Barry was spellbound by Linda's allure the moment he laid eyes on her. In his account, it was as if she had enchanted him, leaving him spellbound and convinced that she was the one he should spend the rest of his life with. Despite the passage of more than half a century, Barry's affections for Linda are unwavering. By marrying her, he kept the vow he had made to himself long ago, and their love story is an inspiration to everyone who knows them. Barry and the Bee Gees embarked on a watershed year in 1967, the year they began their adventure together. By that point in time, the Bee Gees' Massachusetts had risen to the pinnacle of the Billboard charts and was sending shockwaves throughout the nation. In an effort to further their musical careers, Barry and the Bee Gees relocated to England after their initial success. In September 1967, they were invited to participate on the famous British music TV show Top of the Pops, an honor that came during this thrilling period. On the other side of the Atlantic, Linda Gray had just won Miss Edinburgh and was supposed to host the same Top of the Pops program that the Bee Gees were supposed to be on. The chemistry between Barry and Linda was palpable the moment they crossed paths on the program. While the program was on, Linda Gray noticed that Barry kept staring at her. The intensity of the occasion was magnified when her companions brought attention to Barry's clear interest in her. With a glimmer of confidence, Barry approached Linda after the concert and invited her around for tea. Their love affair began with this innocent act of friendship. In contrast to Barry's 21 years of age, Linda was a mere 17 years old. Barry met Linda while he was unmarried again, despite having been married once previously at the tender age of 19. His first marriage had ended. In the 3 years that followed, Barry and Linda's love for one another became stronger. During this period, they deepened their understanding of one another and laid the groundwork for a prosperous future as a couple. They were married in 1970 as a result of their undying love for one another, making good on the vow Barry had taken to himself the moment he laid eyes on Linda. Their lengthy marriage and Barry's unwavering dedication to Linda are evidence of the closeness and love between them. Theirs is an inspirational love tale that started with a random TV appearance and has now blossomed into a long-term partnership. Marriages among celebrities are notoriously difficult and short-lived, but the one between Barry Gibb and Linda Gray is an exemplary case in point. They tied the knot in London's posh Keston Hall in 1970, which was Barry's 24th birthday. Their love story began there. They began a shared adventure of love, laughter, and dreams that would last a lifetime that day. Their son Ashley attests, after more than half a century, that their love is just as strong as it was upon first meeting. Ashley claims that the intense feelings of love between Barry and Linda have always been there, demonstrating that the couple's bond is just as strong now as it was when they were younger. Several important things have led to Barry and Linda's successful marriage, which in turn has formed their enduring relationship. Stephen was born to them in 1973, 3 years after they tied the knot. Just as Barry's father had a profound impact on his brother and him, so too did Barry become an example to his own children. Stephen, like Barry, felt an irresistible pull toward a music career after seeing his father's example. Stephen began taking piano lessons at a young age and continued to hone his abilities, demonstrating a natural gift for music. Stephen discovered his calling as a guitarist as his tastes turned to rock and metal as he matured. He established a name for himself in the music business by sharing the stage with legendary acts like Crowbar, Black Label Society, and 58. The impact of Stephen's father, who served as a mentor throughout his life and profession, is evident throughout his musical career. His second son, Ashley, was similarly profoundly impacted by Barry. At first, Ashley was not very musical in contrast to Stephen. When Barry heard a song that Ashley had composed for his fiancée, though, everything changed. Due to Barry's admiration for the song's quality, Ashley was encouraged to pursue composing and immerse herself in the music industry. Barry encouraged his kids to pursue music as a career path, and eventually the three of them started collaborating on songs and other projects. In 2005, Barry was featured on Barbra Streisand's album Guilty Pleasures, marking one of their first significant collaborations. Barry thought this was a great chance to involve Stephen and Ashley in his creative process, so he extended an invitation to them. Barry was excited about working with his son because he saw potential in Ashley, even though Ashley had little experience creating songs before. The fruitful musical collaboration between a father and son began with this project. The 2015 solo album In the Now by Barry featured compositions by Stephen, Ashley, and Barry himself over all 15 tracks. Their shared appreciation for music is on full display in this collaborative effort. By include his boys in his artistic pursuits, Barry has shown his unwavering commitment to his family and deepened their relationship. Their professional and personal relationships were enriched by the experience of collaborating on this record. As a family and as collaborators, Barry's choice to involve his boys in the creative process fostered a greater degree of connection between them. Not only did they make some fantastic music together, but they also strengthened their bonds and laid the groundwork for future endeavors. Barry and his two kids have built on the success of their previous collaborations and continue to produce music together now. Their musical collaborations are a reflection of their undying love for one another and their common desire to express themselves creatively. All three of them have found happiness and success in the family's musical link. As far as celebrity marriages go, Barry Gibb and Linda Gray's is one of the rarest examples of unwavering devotion and love. The fact that they have persevered through the ups and downs of celebrity together for over half a century after their 1970 wedding is evidence of how strong their connection is. Keeping a healthy, loving marriage together despite dealing with the demands of fame and fortune is one of the most remarkable things about their relationship. Their marriage has endured for so long. It is an accomplishment in and of itself and an example to others. Barry and Linda's marriage has been unusually stable and scandal-free in a world where many celebrity marriages fail due to temptation and public scrutiny. The unfaltering commitment they share with one another is a key component of their achievements. Many times, Barry Gibb has mentioned how Linda has been their rock, standing with him and their kids through thick and thin. Their connection is genuine, according to Barry, despite critiques and rumors to the contrary. He maintains his unwavering confidence that his wife and his relationship to each other have been unwavering, and he has repeatedly refuted accusations of adultery. Even Barry has used examples from his own life to show how devoted they are. Over 25 years ago, Australian tennis player Iona Gullion made approaches towards Barry, unaware of his marital status. This is only one example of such a narrative. Barry showed his dedication to Linda by declining Iona's invitation to his house. In addition, he reminisced about the day when Hollywood icon Steve McQueen sought to capture Linda's heart by taking her on a motorcycle trip. Remembering how he and Linda had remained faithful to one another in the face of such temptations brought back fond memories for Barry. All of these anecdotes show how unfaltering their love and commitment to each other has been, even in the face of temptations associated with their renown. Their children provide a different viewpoint on the factors that have contributed to the longevity of their marriage, complementing Barry's thoughts on the subject. Their eldest son, Stephen Gibb, sent a touching Instagram message in honor of Barry's 74th birthday and their 50th wedding anniversary. Happy 50th anniversary to these two crazy kids and happy 74th birthday to my dad. Stephen captioned the photo with his heartfelt wishes for his parents, highlighting how their bond is more than just a personal journey. It's a source of pride and inspiration for their entire family. Stephen's remarks demonstrate how Barry and Linda's marriage has been built on a solid basis of mutual respect and affection. His memorial beautifully portrays their bond, showcasing their strength in facing adversity together and their enduring love for one another. Work together is another remarkable feature of their long-lasting marriage. Although there are elements of Barry Gibb's background that may provide clues concerning this subject, the public's interest in conjecture over his sexuality has just lately grown. After Barry's 2023 appearance at the Kennedy Center Honors, the rumor mill began to spin. Known for his notable contributions to the arts and music, Barry donned a coat with a striking rainbow lining to this esteemed occasion. This fact piqued the interest of his followers and the press, leading to inquiries over his sexual orientation. Like Dionne Warwick and Queen Latifah, Barry's coat features rainbow hues that are often linked to the LGBTQ+ community and represent diversity and inclusion. Speculation regarding Barry Gibb's sexual orientation began when he was seen wearing the same clothing as other notable LGBTQ+ activists. Gibb is a renowned figure in the music industry. Looking back at the background and history of Barry Gibb's public image will help us understand why these rumors started. A daring fashion statement that symbolized a message of welcome and diversity was the rainbow lining on the jackets at the Kennedy Center Honors. The fact that Barry wore the same clothes as Dionne Warwick and Queen Latifah, both of whom are well-known LGBTQ+ advocates, made many wonder if he is also LGBTQ+ or just allies with them. To get to the bottom of these rumors, though, we need to look into Barry Gibb's background for hints regarding his actual sexuality. We may look back to 1967 and see whether there were any small details that led others to speculate about Barry's sexual orientation. Fans of many ages have sang along to Love Somebody, a 1967 single by Barry Gibb and the Bee Gees. Many consider this song to be among the best love songs of all time. Famous Australian musician Nick Cave went so far as to call it the greatest love song ever, praising its power to make people feel all the feels. Barry Gibb wrote To Love Somebody in honor of Robert Stigwood, his manager at the time, which is something that many people don't realize. Stigwood was a famous homosexual icon in addition to being a successful music businessman. As Barry acknowledged in an interview with Mojo magazine in 2001, the song was a dedication to Stigwood, showcasing his profound respect for the man who had a profound impact on his career. The song's intended message, according to Barry, is one of adoration rather than love. Nonetheless, Barry Gibb made it clear that the rainbow-themed attire was only a component of the evening's theme, and in no way represented his sexual orientation. He made quite clear that his choice of attire was meant to reflect the joyful spirit of the occasion rather than his sexual orientation. Will this be it? How did Barry feel about Linda Gray, his wife? To discover out, continue watching. Barry Gibb's wife, Linda Gray, has been an unwavering rock for him through thick and thin, helping him weather the emotional storms that have dogged him throughout his lengthy and fruitful career. Although the early 1990s were a time of immense success for Barry's career, they were also a time of significant struggle. The demands of fame got to Barry and his brothers, and they started abusing drugs. When Barry's younger brother Andy Gibb passed away in 1988 from cocaine-related cardiac issues, it was a terrible loss for the family. Barry was devastated by Andy's premature death since he had been an integral part of the Bee Gees' music career prior to his solo triumph. Unfalteringly supportive, Linda Gray stood at his side during this challenging period. Even after Andy passed away, Barry still had a lot of problems. Another devastating loss came in 2003 when his twin brother, Maurice Gibb, passed away. A heart attack was the final straw for Maurice, who had a history of health issues stemming from his struggles with alcoholism. Thanks in major part to Linda's unwavering encouragement, Barry was able to persevere through these difficult personal times. During these difficult times, Barry publicly stated that Linda was a key figure in his decision not to utilize substances. For him, she was the deciding factor that kept him from following in his siblings' terrible footsteps. In fact, Barry went so far as to say that Linda's undying devotion to his health was on full display when she made sure that any illicit substances he brought into their home were destroyed. There have been good times and bad in Barry and Linda's relationship, but they've always been there for one other. No. 38 on Q Magazine's 100 Greatest Singers list in 2007 was Barry Gibb. He was a part of the Bee Gees, which was one of the best-selling groups of all time. A citation stating that just a handful of acts, including Elvis Presley and the Beatles, had sold more records than them was included in their 1997 induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Massive success was theirs with the Saturday Night Fever score. On 1978, Barry wrote 4 straight U.S. #1 hits, which is still a record. In 2002, the Gibb Brothers were made CBEs, and in 2018, Barry was knighted. The Order of Australia made him an honorary companion in 2022. Many well-known musicians have recorded Barry's compositions, and he has a hit song catalog spanning 5 decades. His production credits include Kenny Rogers and Barbra Streisand. People still look forward to and honor Barry Gibb for what he did for the music industry. This whole story concerning Barry and his wife, were you aware of it? In your opinion, how attractive is the couple? Please share your opinions below. We appreciate you taking the time to view this movie and we hope you enjoyed it. Please show your support by subscribing, like, and sharing the video.